Hello everyone and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Last time we finished out that branch, so this time we gotta do something else. And we have Boddyknock with us. I remember last time we got really mad at Boddyknock. So hopefully he dies. And then we get to move on to someone else. Alright, so we just did Fort Ilkard. So let's go to Coldwood next. Wait, is Coldwood where the snow globe was? Coldwood, yes. Alright. So we want to go there next. Coldwood.
Yes?
I know you. You're Violet Niam, right? You're that rogue who's working for Aaron Gend, aren't you? Who are you? My name is Delvar. I'm a scout working for Aaron Gend. Before he sent me out, he mentioned that Violet Niam, the hero who saved Neverwinter from the plague, was working for him now. He told me to keep an eye out for you and gave me a brief description of what you look like. Why did Gend tell you to keep an eye out for me? Some time ago, Aaron Gend sent me to scout out the Coldwood. He thought it might help you in your mission, if you had some advanced information about the area. This is the only path into Coldwood, so I set up a little camp here to keep an eye out for you and anyone else working for Aaron who might pass this way. It's the only way I could be sure of getting you the information. Have you found anything out about the Words of Power? I'm afraid I didn't find anything about the Words of Power themselves. If I had, I would have reported directly to Aaron pronto. I did stumble across some orc bandits, though. Had to watch my steps so they didn't find me spying on them. And I nearly stumbled over a strange magical portal in the forest. Tell me about the orc bandits. A few nights ago I heard footsteps crashing through the undergrowth, so I darted into the trees. After all, I'm a scout, not a fighter. It turned out to be a couple orcs tromping around, grumbling about having to go out on patrol. Needless to say, I followed them. I followed them for a while, but they didn't lead me back to their camp. From what they were saying, I'm pretty sure their camp was somewhere here in the Coldwood. Anything else? I gather that their leader was an orc named Bath, if that helps. And it almost sounded as though they were planning a raid on the Lord Alliance supply lines, but that's pretty ambitious for a group of simple bandits. Not really anything else I can tell you about those orc bandits, I'm afraid. Is there anything else you want to know? Tell me about the magic portal. I was scouting around and I stumbled across a clearing filled with shimmering columns of dancing lights. Not really what you'd expect to find in the middle of the forest. I don't know much about magic, but I am a tracker and I know about paths and hidden passages. I'm pretty sure those columns were marking a magical entrance to some wizard's tower or a mage's lab. I haven't heard of any particular wizard who makes his home in Coldwood, so I imagine the portal leads to somewhere that hasn't been used in quite a while. You didn't go through the portal? I'm just a scout. I'm not about to start messing with powerful magic I don't understand. That's a job better left to adventurers like you. To be honest, I doubt it could have gone through it anyway. Usually you need some type of activation word or wordstone or scroll to work those things. Where can I find it? That's the funny thing. I pride myself in being a great tracker. I never get lost, but I couldn't even begin to tell you where I stumbled across that portal. I must have triggered a spell to disorient me. Maybe there was some type of magical ward to keep me from remembering where the entrance was hidden. But the good news is that most of these protection words are one-shot deals. If you manage to find the clearing with the glittering columns, you probably won't have to worry about the same thing happening to you. Ask about something else. What do you plan to do now? My orders from Aaron Gend were pretty clear. Scout at the Coldwood, then make sure I'm here to give information to any of Gend's agents who happen to be passing by. Alright, I'll be going now. As you wish, I shall remain here as per Aaron's orders. If you have any questions regarding my explorations at the Coldwood, you can come and speak to me again. How close are we to leveling up? Oh, if we sneeze, we'll level up. That's good. I mean, not good, because it means we'll have to do a lot of reading as we do all the companions. Another magic bag. We could always do with more of those. Store quest items. Orcs? for the assist, Boddyknock. Actually, since we have new bags now. Oof, that one's pretty full. Oh, that's my word of power bag. Sure, we'll put this stuff in here. I don't know what that is, so we'll get rid of it. Trees are very sparkly. I can't tell if they're supposed to be that or if they're stock pixels. But that's alright. There's a corpse with some gold. There's an orc with some death. He was a scout, but he wasn't a very good one.
I will not be defeated.
Well, we found the orc camp. Boddyknock, get the fuck in here. Alright, I'm setting his to attack nearest. I'm setting his to attack nearest so that he can get himself killed quicker. Because I don't want him anymore. He lost all trust last episode. He lost so much trust that I named the episode after my loss of trust. There's Vat. Save. You not too bright to come struggling into camp of Great Bath. You not kill Vath. You let Vath live. Why should I? I need your head. What? Vath not give you him head. Vath need head for live. I need to collect a bounty. Wait, me got idea. Me give you head of other orc. One already dead. All orc head look alike. No one know it, not Vath. Nah, just take that off your shoulders instead. Then me gonna die fighting. Ooh, he did die fighting. That hurt. Here's a quest head. Where's my other orc head? Is it in the bag of holding? Yeah, it's in the bag of holding. I believe that is both of them. Alright, so I got another level of rogue. Alright, we get disable trap for rogue. Open lock. Persuade search. Tumble. And then one in lore. Where's my lore? There's lore. Oh, we get another feat. Alright, Ooh, improve critical. Weapon finesse, but what's my dex? No, weapon focus. Can I get that again, or do I already have side? I do already have it for side, so cancel that. I like improved critical. Do I already have it for side? I do already have it for side. Alright. That one could be good. Ooh, Iron Will. Will saving throws are really good. Are really, really important. What does Thug do? +2 to initiative, +2 bonus to persuade. I might get that. I think we need. I'm gonna get Iron Will. Ooh, a dagger. Alright, Boddyknock, come here.
Is there something you need?
Want to talk? I want you to continue with what you were telling me before. You seem quite interested in the subject. I suppose we could spare a few minutes from our quest to speak about Gon's arrival on the shores of Lantin if you wish. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to hear the tale. Precisely. As I already mentioned, Gon Wonderbringer appeared on the shores of Lantin during the time of troubles. During those years, Eo, the overfather of the gods, decreed they must walk among us as mortals. Gon Wonderbringer chose to take the form of a gnome, a logical choice given the obvious advantages of my race. It was in this form that he washed up on the shores of Lantin. As you can imagine, people were skeptical of Gon's claim, but the Wonderbringer clerics confirmed his identity. During the time of troubles, there was a great strife among the mortal gods. Bane, Baal, and Merkel slew each other, battling over the portfolio of death. Joaquin, goddess of wealth and commerce, vanished and has never returned. But Gon chose not to become involved in the machinations and power struggles of the other deities. He dwelt peacefully among the people of my island home, sharing his wisdom and knowledge with us. Perhaps the most well-known gift he shared with us was the secret to making smoke powder. Smoke powder is quite useful, if somewhat dangerous. Though it resembles nothing more than coarse black sand, when lit, smoke powder will explode with a blast of surprising force. Smoke powder is a remarkable tool with many uses, but it can be quite destructive in the wrong hands. This is why even among the Lantinese, the secrets of smoke powder are known only to a precious few. But even though smoke powder is Gon's most well-known gift to my people, it was not the most important piece of knowledge he shared with us. What do you mean? What other gift did he give you? As I've already told you, we are a society of observers and thinkers. We have a tradition of isolating ourselves from the politics and events of Faerun, but Gon changed all that. He warned us a time was coming when we must become involved in the affairs of the mainland. A time was coming in which we could not afford to remain dispassionate and neutral. He would not say when this time was or what the circumstances would be of this momentous event, but when a god tells you to go forth into the rest of the world, you would be wise to listen. But Lantin is still a very closed and mysterious society. Given the analytical nature of our society, you could not expect that we would suddenly integrate ourselves with the rest of Faerun without careful study and research of what we were about to undertake. Suddenly, the discoveries and accounts of those who had left our island on journeys of exploration became infinitely more important as a tool to teach us the society and culture we knew we would soon be interacting with. Now, by law, all those who leave Lantin must first visit the clerics of God Wonderbringer to obtain a divine guidance before embarking on their journey. What kind of divine guidance did you receive? Me? The usual, go with Gon, that kind of thing. Pretty much what you'd expect. You're not a very good liar. The guidance I received from Gon's clerics is a personal and private thing, Violet, and it has nothing to do with our work for Aaron Ghent. Perhaps I'll speak more of this later. Boddyknock continued to speak of Gon's appearance in Lantin during the time of troubles. He hinted at receiving guidance from Gon's clerics before his own arrival in the north, but was reluctant to speak of it. Boddyknock will continue with his tale when you've reached a higher level of experience, but only if you've traveled enough with him in the past so that he considers you a friend. I don't consider him a friend. But let's go back. Talk to some other people, turn in that quest. I'm in need of healing. Dalen. I miss you, Dalen.
Yes? Is there something?
Oh yeah, level up.
Yes?
I want you to continue your story. I want to hear it. In ancient times, all the Uthgar tribes were one, a mighty nation under the great hero King Uthgar. Our people were indomitable in battle. None dared stand against Uthgar when he wielded his great spear. It is said no weapon could harm him while he brandished the spear over his head. But against our greatness, the armies of our enemies massed, goblins, orcs, ogres, and other creatures too foul to mention. A dark host marched forth from the mountains to battle Uthgar and his people. According to the tale, there was a young boy who desired nothing more than to be a great hero of the Uthgar. When the news of the invasion came, he swore he would join the ranks of men as a warrior. He was a mere child, not even a youth, and the warriors told him to stay with the women and infants, but the boy was brave and stubborn, and he would not accept this. What did the boy do? The night before the battle, the boy crept into Uthgar's tent and stole his magic spear. Then the boy marched out into the darkness to face the horde alone. But he was a child. He did not even know where he was going, and he soon became lost in the woods. In the morning, Uthgar awoke to find his spear gone. He was forced to march against the enemy without it. The battle raged fierce and bloody, and many warriors fell before the enemy broke and fled. But even victory came with a terrible cost, for Uthgar, father of our people, was felled by an arrow through the eye. What about the boy with the spear? After many days, the boy found his way back to camp. Those who saw him with the spear quickly understood what had happened, and they blamed him for Uthgar's death. They cast him out forever, banishing him from the tribe. The boy fled, taking the spear with him. He had only wanted to prove himself as a warrior, but he had only wanted to help defend the tribe. His motives were honorable. But his actions had tragic consequences, and the Uthgar could never forgive him. Just as Neverwinter could not forgive Fenthic. But the tale does not end there. How does it end? The boy vanished, and he was never seen again. And neither was Uthgar's spear, the symbol and source of Uthgar's the Uthgar nation's power and might. Without the spear, my people were vulnerable, and our enemies fell upon us. The great nation of the Uthgar was splintered into small tribes. Never again would we know the glory of our past. Had the Uthgar forgiven the boy, he and the spear would have remained, and the empire would have stayed strong. Had Neverwinter forgiven Fenthic, Erebeth might not have betrayed the city she loved. I guess I see your point. There is a lesson in the fall of the Uthgar, a lesson Neverwinter would do well to heed. There is hope for the city yet, just as there is hope for the Uthgar. Hope? There is more to the legend of Uthgar's spear, Violet. Perhaps later I will tell you the tale. Alright.
It was so strange. Eh?
Level up, level up. You got new armor. Was I telling you a story, milady? Oh, right, about the end of my apprenticeship with Halasar. Well, wizards are a funny lot, you know? No self-respecting thief would go poking his nose into places where it's sure to get cut off, but wizards run like moss into bonfires. Halasar was no different. He didn't want me to find out, of course. But I had a way of sneaking around in the tower without him knowing. And I saw him summoning demons. Why would he be summoning demons? Why does every wizard summon demons? Power, knowledge, succubus booty? Who can tell? Maybe he just needed a chess partner. Anyway, this demon seemed harmless enough. Halasar and it had some laughs, and it tickled the mage's belly until he was giggling like a schoolgirl. So after Halasar dismissed it and left, I decided I would call up this demon and see how much riches he could give me. It didn't really seem like a big thing at the time. You consorted with a demon? Sheesh, you make it sound like we got married and ran off to the Dales to live in bliss. I only summoned it once, my lady. Gosh. So I read a bit of the wizard's book and summoned the demon, right? Well, the demon looks all surprised to see me and just laughs and laughs and laughs. So I asked him, what's so damn funny, right? He says, why you, little one? He has this big booming voice, and all I can think is, boy, I'm gonna be so rich. So what happened? Well, I shouted him and demanded he make me rich, right? And he laughs again. So I say he better make me powerful then, figuring that's maybe just as good. So he laughs again. Finally he calms down and he says, okay, and gives me a magic wand. Says that'll give me all the power I need, and poof, he's gone. Boy, that one got me into so much trouble. Why, what did it do? I'll have to tell you what the wand did sometime later, maybe. Let's just say Halasar wasn't happy about it. Anyway, I'm sure we have more important things to do. Alright, there's Boddyknock. Fuck him.
You're back.
Yep. That time he got a little ways. Boddyknock, come on. I don't want to chase you down.
I hope that you would return. Hey there, dear.
Level up.
Hey there, dear.
I suppose you won't rest until I tell you about the accident that led to my becoming a cleric of Sayanine. I guess I can tell you, but though it was a horrifying experience. It was just over a month into our training when Gadolin decided to let us examine some of his collection of magical artifacts. Oh no. He took us into his vault, the part where the lower powered magic items were stored. We played with them for a while, but I was bored. That's trouble. Bored children with magic items? I should say that's trouble. Being from a wizard's home, most of us had seen items like these quite a few times. I was hardly going to be impressed by a wand of magic missiles. I noticed that one of the doors had been left open, so I thought I would have a quick peek inside. I didn't mean to touch anything, but two of the other students came in behind me. One of them asked what I was doing. His voice scared me, causing me to jump into the air, but I didn't land on the floor. I didn't see the rope that was hung to keep people away from this one display. The hole I fell into was a doorway to another plane of existence, or at least that's what they told me later. According to Gadolin, no person, let alone a child, should have survived the experience. How did you survive? All I know is that my body seemed to expand and contract at a horribly fast rate, like a hyperventilating toad. The feeling seemed to last for hours, but it was over in seconds. I can't explain it any better than that. When it stopped, I opened my eyes. What did you see? There was a large gray squishy thing that looked like at me with 20 large eyes. I whimpered a little, I remember that, and then it started to move. I don't think I have ever seen anything move so fast. I screamed as it attacked and continued to scream as a bolt of glowing blue light ripped through its body, just seconds before it could reach me. I sat on the ground, trembling uncontrollably, arms enveloped my quaking form, and a soft voice whispered words into my ear. What did the voice say? I can only recall images of journeys and safety, of life and death, and of times to come. As the voice spoke, I began to feel very tired, and I drifted off to sleep. When I woke, I was in a comfortable bed surrounded by a curtain that stretched up to the ceiling, and I could hear a man's and a woman's voice talking softly beyond it. The voices were suddenly interrupted by the entrance of my master, who angrily asked why I was taken to the Temple of Sayanine. A single word from the woman stopped him cold. What did she say? All she said was his name. He looked at her with a piercing stare, and his eyes opened in surprise, and he sank to his knees. I was confused, having no idea who was standing by my bed. The only word my master could speak was her name, Sayanine. Wait, you were rescued by a goddess? The goddess came over and pulled the curtain back. She smiled and kissed me on the forehead. My child, she said, you've exceeded the boundaries of luck. A green light surrounded her body, and she stepped back and disappeared. For years after the experience, people treated me with awe and called me the godchild. Sayanine did me a favor, but there were days when I wished she could have done it quieter. That does seem to stretch the limits of luck. Such is my life, bad and good luck in heaping amounts, with the gift of gold that crushes you under its weight. Like a gift of gold. I've dedicated my life to the goddess. She gave me that gift, so I gave everything back to her. There is a task that she wishes me to accomplish, and that is why she chose to save my life. A task? I overheard a few words she shared with the high priest before my master came into the room. But that is a task for me, and should not be allowed to interfere with your quest. Alright.
I have been waiting for you. Is there something?
Level up.
Is there some?
The beauty of death is not easily understood, but if you're willing, I want to hear, before an initiate can be accepted into the order, they must first learn to appreciate the beauty of death. We must first walk the cemeteries and graveyards in search of this beauty. We must live and dwell among the dead and dying. We must surround ourselves with that which others consider gruesome or macabre. For many, this is the easiest part of our training. I myself was already enraptured with corpses on the battlefields. I already understood the perfect truth of their deaths. The next phase of our training is to understand the tools the Silent Lord uses to prepare us for death. Pain, suffering, sorrow, agony. We participate in the torture of victims. We witness the sweet releases they achieve when at last they succumb to death. And then we subject ourselves to the same torments as our victims. We taste the pain and suffering as it burns away the part of us which clings to the mortal world. You subject yourself to torture? It is only through experiencing such pain can we understand how it prepares us to kneel at the altar of the Silent Lord. Pain is of this world, but it can release us to the next. The Silent Lord claims many during this stage of the initiation. Those whom he has chosen to yet serve him in this world, those who survive, continue their training. The next stage of our initiation, we must become true servants of the Silent Lord. We must murder 3 people, a rich old man, a poor young woman, and a newborn child. Why does it have to be these specific victims? By slaying the rich old man, the poor young woman, and a newborn babe, we learn that all of us are subject to the Silence Lord. Male, female, young, old, rich, poor, death has dominion over us all. Next we must face the wheel, a simple task, but one which delivers more initiates into the hands of the Silent Lord than any other. The wheel teaches us that the Silent Lord chooses at his pleasure, not ours. We are subject to whims and chance. Death is random. How does the wheel work? The wheel is made of alternating white and black squares. If the pointer stops on a white square, we move on to the final initiation. If it stops on a black square, we are slain on the spot. When I began the initiation, there were 6 of us seeking to enter the order. 2 died on the torture racks, 1 was captured after murdering a wealthy elderly merchant and hung. That left 3 of us to face the wheel. I alone survived to face the final challenge. What was your final challenge? I'm not yet ready, for I have not yet completed it. I thought you remember the order already. I am a monk of the Long Death. The final challenge is necessary if I ever wish to enter the inner circle of my order. I want to ask for your aid in this, but this is a challenge is sacred to the order. Despite all you've done, I'm not certain you are ready to learn of our most hallowed secret. Were I back at the monastery, I could consult the elders, but in their absence I can only wait and see if some sign is delivered to me. Once I receive this sign, I will be able to tell you of this final challenge. Alright, last one.
I suspected you'd...
Yep.
Yes?
Level up,
Is
please.
this... Yes? Is this...
Sounds promising. I'm so happy you approve. Now, since you promised to be a good audience, be quiet for once. Tamerlane was an elven bard, one of the most talented and famous from an age ago. At the peak of his life, he was happily married with numerous children, yet he still felt he had left something undone. He bid his children a tearful farewell one day, hugging his faithful wife close to his breast, and promised to return as he began the greatest quest of his long life. For decades, he searched for Hanali Selenil, the elven goddess of love. Hanali. He called to her from her temples, walked the fields of Arvandur, serenaded her from the highest mountaintops. Just when he thought he could search no more, and his thoughts turned to his long-lost wife and children, Hanali Selenil came to him at long last. She was the most beautiful of elves, her eyes warm and clad in a gown of silver and gold. "Thou hast sought me out," she spoke, "and I have come. What dost thou desire of me?" Tamerlane was almost overcome by her beauty, but still he spoke. "Hanali Selenil," he said, "also called Lady Goldheart, the winsome rose, and mother of sadness, I wish a boon. I desire to know the true meaning of love, so that I may write a song to stir the hearts of mortal and immortal alike. Would you grant me this boon?" The goddess thought upon his offer and smiled. "I am the 3 who are one, child. Perform a task for each of us, and you shall know the true meaning of love, and be rewarded." 3 who are one? Yes. The queen of Arvandur is the elven goddess Angharad. Angarad. But she is commonly thought of as 3 goddesses, 3 aspects who together are the one, the triune. One, of course, is Hanali Selenil, goddess of love and the gold elves. 1 is Airdrie Fania, goddess of the sky and the winged of Ariel. The 3rd is Sayanine Moonbow, goddess of dreams and the moon elves. Tamerlane readily agreed to perform the task, of course. That, however, I'll tell you another time, seeing as you interrupted and all. Oh, come on, tell me now. Ha! To be honest, I've forgotten how that part of the story goes. Okay, great.
You're back. So you...
Okay. Sharwin told you about the beginning of the tale of Tamerlane and the lost song of love. Grimnock spoke of his initiation within the Order of the Long Death, an initiation that was not complete, though he was reluctant to give the details. Linu continued her story about her experience as a young acolyte within her church. Tommy continued his story about how his apprenticeship with Halasar came to an abrupt end. Dalen regaled you with an ancient tale of the first warrior to lead the Ithgard tribes. Alright. Oh, Aaron, do you have a story?
It is a pleasure to see you. Yet, duty call.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do for you? To help you in your quest, I mean.
Never mind.
Good luck.
I have Aaron's necklace, right? Yeah, I do. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Where was he? It wasn't at the drinking house. Trading post, of course. Nope, that's not it either. Yeah, yep, he's in the Mercenary Enclave. I remember now. I remember now. Right, because there's 2 doors into it, I remember. That's the wrong way.
Greetings.
Welcome back. How's the life of the bounty hunter treating you? You bring back any orc heads for me? Or is there something else I can do? I have Gizzard's head. So you brought me a present, did you? And it isn't even my birthday. The soldiers could use a little pick-me-up. I'm gonna mount Gizzard's head on a stake right outside the barracks. The head of Gizzard has been delivered to Rollkid and properly placed on a stake outside the barracks. The reward for Vast Head is still up for grabs. Here's the posted bounty for the blasted bandit's head. 500 gold pieces. Take it and consider the money well spent. I have Vast's head. Well, I guess Vath won't be cutting off her supply lines anymore. I think I'm gonna mount his head on a stake right outside the barracks. It's good for morale and all. Here's a bounty for the bandit, 500 gold. It's a relief knowing our supply lines are safe with Vast and Gizzard out of the way. You seem to have a real knack for hunting down orcs. I got another job you might be interested in, one that pays pretty good. More than these other bounties, that's for sure. I'm glad they do whatever I can to aid the cause of Neverwinter. Glad to hear it, because we got a real problem brewing here. King Obold Many Arrows is probably the most powerful orc chieftain in the entire north. According to a couple of those spies Erengend lent me, Obold has arranged a parley with Luskan commanders. Dealing with an orcish bandit is one thing, but Obold's tribe is a massive, highly efficient army. If he forms an alliance with Luskan, Neverwinter could be in real trouble. I want you to bring me Obold's head on a platter. That should trigger a brutal power struggle as Obold's generals try to take his place as their fallen king. It'll keep them orcs busy for a few years and out of our hair. The only problem is no one knows where or when this meeting is supposed to happen. King Obold must be somewhere in the area, probably hiding out with his honor guard in some stink-ridden cave. Find Obold's lair and kill him. Bring me his head and I'll give you 1,000 gold pieces. Let's see those Luskan dogs try to form an alliance with them then. The heads of the orcish bandits, Vath and Gizzard, adorn twin stakes flanking the entrance to the soldiers' barracks in Bayerun as well. The famous raiders will trouble the supply lines the Lord's Alliance want no more. Rollkid now seeks the head of Obold Many Arrows, a powerful orcish chieftain, to complete his collection. Needless to say, he's put up a substantial reward that we do not need. But we'll take it anyway. Well, while we're here, we may as well just walk. I mean, we only went through one loading screen. Yeah, we didn't do much. Out, which I forgot. Then we'll finish out here, which is probably just one little bit, and I've completely wasted my time. Oh no, I forgot the treasure room. That. Ooh, do we want to trigger them and hope for killing Boddyknock? Kinda do. Oh. Oh. We tried. Our reflex save is just too good. Plus 3 shield. And 200 some gold. I'm pretty sure Boddyknock doesn't do anything. I've never done him. I haven't seen him do a single offensive spell. So he's not damaging anything, and he's also hanging back and turning himself invisible, so he's not getting hit. So he's not being a meat shield or a damage dealer. And that's just not the kind of henchman I want around. Boddyknock, I want some fucking cone of cold shit. Are you a sorcerer or not? Your spell focus evocation, dumb fuck. Oh, there's Cone of Cold. Too little, too late. Oh, that's the way out. We'll finish up the map first.
I will not.
Oh, that's another way out.
I will not be defeated.
Oh, jeezums, there's spiders. I'm gonna save. Boddyknock. I thought I remember there being spiders here. Oh, you were there. Just invisible. Fuck you. I'm gonna drink some potions. You know why I'm drinking potions? So that you don't get to rest and you don't get your spell slots back.
I will not be defeated.
Oh! Oh my god. One of them died.
Taste the pain. I'll have your life. Taste.
Over there, kill them and search their packs for the words of power. Oh, I have some of those. I kill the cult leader because he's a mage. That was easy.
Unworthy foe.
Welcome back, Boddyknock. I swear, what do I even pay you for? This is the journal of a cult member. It details the search for the words of power. Excerpt. All glory to the coming of Queen of the Old Ones. Today I had to deal with a traitor in our midst. Jericho was walking beside me as I discussed the possibility of another foray into that cursed dungeon. She was behaving strangely, quiet and introspective. Suddenly she asked me if I thought what we were doing was right. I asked her what she meant, and she hesitantly replied that she was wondering if we should actually be serving the Old Ones. The cold wood knew blood that day. I had her stripped and tied between two trees. I whipped her myself until the flesh hung from her back in long strips. As I whipped her, she begged for forgiveness in her doubt. I was going to let her live, but then she cried out to Ilmater for release. As she muttered her prayer, I cut out her beating heart and burned it as a sacrifice to the Old Ones. I word a power bag. It's funny how you're uninjured, Boddyknock. You should be taking some blows for me. Oh my god, werecats. That's a lot of gold on that guy. Boddyknock, is there a way for me to access your spell list? I don't know what I just toggled, but I hope I toggled something.
Feel my sting.
Oh my god, I might have turned off spellcasting.
All evidence points to victory.
Oh my god, Boddyknock. Oh my god, you did something. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna leave you be for this one. Ooh, +3 breastplate. You know what? Since I'm pretty sure I've turned spellcasting off, we will rest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just turned off his spellcasting, but I'm also pretty sure I can't look at his spell list. Which I'm honestly okay with. Oh, I remember this dungeon. This dungeon is bullshit. Haha. Timber Hulks. Go a battle devourer.
All evidence points to victory.
Is there anything in here aside from just enemies? And a huge fire elemental now.
My magic will take care of you. This is going to get messy.
Am I doing anything to it? Got it. Fire summoning chamber, alright. Just want to see if you have loot. You didn't. Alright, bash. I remember this. You gotta bash these. Alright, we're gonna rest because I need to rest. No, we won't. There's some fire elementals that spawned and went that way.
My magic will take care of you.
Whatever you say, Boddyknock. I turned off your fucking magic because you suck. Open. Oh, it's because I'm still in combat. I didn't get an automatic 20 because I'm still in combat. Padded armor +3. Now I got my eyes on a set of red dragon armor. That's all I need. Still got some enemies nearby, that's alright. Ooh.
This is going to get messy.
So who do we have after Boddyknock?
Hail to ye!
After Boddyknock, I believe we had Linu.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited.
Or no, we had
I
Sharwin
suspected you.
next. Then Linu, then Grimnaw, then Dalen. I think that was the order. If not, that's the order now. haven't figured out that we're in combat yet. Thank you, Sharwin, for something useful. Thank you, Sharwin, for useful spells. I like the pink you've turned yourself. A lot of gold in here. It's all mine now. 2 copies of the same book. Yeah. That summons a water elemental for us, I think. I won't really be using it. Definitely clicked on it, come on. Ow. Anything? No? Okay. Ow. Oh my god, ow. You and I need to talk for a moment.
Yes? Is there something you need?
Use ranged and do not help me. Okay, good, we can rest. Your glaive is still out.
Yes? Is this...
No, I'm good.
Hello.
Ah, you there. Yes, you. Would you be so kind as to help me out? I seem to find myself a prisoner here. It's a rather delicate situation from which I cannot extract myself. Who are you? My name is Nax, a wizard whose grasp has somewhat exceeded his reach. I came to explore this ancient laboratory's long-lost secrets. Like you, I passed through the magical portal in the Coldwood. It's the only possible way to enter this nefarious dungeon. However, I was caught unaware by a rather powerful ward placed upon the portal itself. With a brilliant flash of light, the ward stripped me of most of my most powerful magic items, teleported them somewhere within this dungeon, and imprisoned me here in this inescapable cell. It is your good fortune that I arrived here first, and not you. Had you crossed through the portal before me, it would have been you who triggered the magical ward, and I would be on the other side of this wall. But since our positions are not reversed, it is I who must appeal to you for help. So if you free me from this prison, I will reward you with gold or magic items. I have a certain snow globe of immense power you might find interesting. Snow globe? An extremely powerful magic item I acquired from a lovely young archaeologist named Lillian. I won't bore you with the tawdry details. I haven't been able to ascertain quite how to unlock the powers of the snow globe, but I'm sure Lillian would gladly explain it to you. She'll probably give you a nice reward, too. I imagine she's most eager to reclaim her little prize. She's probably in the tavern at Bayern as well, sulking over its disappearance even now. How do I get you out of here? Well, I'm not certain, but I do have a theory. Cyril Lyricus, the long-dead owner of this dungeon, was well known for his skill in summoning various creatures. He was particularly fond of water elementals, or so the legends say. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a magical summoning pool or two in this dungeon. You could use the pool to enact a summoning ritual to call a water elemental. I think it might have the power to release me. Either that, or it would attack you on sight. I'm not really sure. How do I perform this summoning ritual? All you have to do is find the proper reagent and place it in the summoning pool, then cast the appropriate spell on the pool. The only problem is, I don't know what reagents or which spell Cyril might have used. But if you could probably find that information in the library. Cyril liked to keep detailed records of everything he did. What if the summoning requires a spell I can't cast? I doubt Cyril would have wanted to repair a spell every time he needed to perform the ritual. Whatever spell it requires, I bet there's a ring or two in this dungeon that can cast a spell. Figure out the reagent and the spell, and then all you have to do is find the ring. Put the reagent in the pool and zap it with the ring, and presto, one water elemental. Don't worry, Nax will get you out of here. Your determination's reassuring, friend. I wish you all the luck in the world. A wizard named Nax has become trapped behind an impassable wall of fire while exploring a long, deserted mage's laboratory. He has offered a reward of a magical snow globe if he is released from his prison. Well, luckily we just found the library. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. The nature of water summoning, that'll be it. This note appears to have been left by Cyril, the mage who created the dungeon. As I suspected, there are a number of natural pools in these underground chambers that can be easily converted into summoning cisterns. Once I have completed the construction of my laboratory, summoning a powerful elemental to do my bidding should simply require the addition of a slotty tongue to the pool, along with the casting of Melf's acid arrow. Alright, so we need to be on the lookout for a slod and a ring of Melf's acid arrow. I have found neither of these items. Fire
I will
elemental.
not be defeated!
Oh good, she does have her bow out.
I will not
There's a
be
water
defeated.
elemental. Fuck! I forgot they had drowned. Well, I didn't forget they had drowned. My finger was going to the save button. Well, in any case, I think this is a great place to stop. It's been an hour. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I've been Rael, and I will see you next time. Bye!